This is your sign. The solution is usually found within the problem, but you have to look at it differently. Hi, welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran. I am on a 30-day quest to read a card from one of my decks, one of my tarot decks, or one of my oracle decks, and interpret it for you in a way that I hope resonates for you. So today, I'll be reading from the Animal Tarot Deck by Ambi Sun. This is a really cool deck with images of animals drawn in a very beautiful way. So let's open it and I'll show you the box. It comes with a nice big booklet. And then these cards are in here. And these cards have a silver lining on the edges. The art is very beautiful. It's dark, but also colorful. And it's hard to tell from here, but this is actually a very mysterious deck. It's a little bit more of an advanced deck because the pictures are very non-traditional, which means that there's almost no connection to the original Rider-Waite deck. However, the artist uses the birds and animals as symbols for particular concepts that may be characteristic of the animal that's on here, but you have to really look into it. So that's what I mean when I say it's a bit of an advanced tarot deck, but art-wise, it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, look at that. It's a peacock. 6 of Wands. So absolutely stunning artwork, color on dark background. Let's shuffle and then we will get into it. I hope you are doing well. Please like and share this video and post it on your favorite social media, whatever that might be. And leave me a comment. What kind of animal have you ever felt a connection with? Maybe in a dream or in real life situations. Have you ever come across an animal and just felt that they were just different from anything else, that there was something more there than just an animal, for lack of a better term? Leave me a comment. And please remember to subscribe to the channel. I love that. I'm going to pick 2 cards today and see, if we can mix things up a little bit. Okay, let's see what we can get here. We have the 2 cards. Came up 4 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. So the 4 of Pentacles in this image is an armadillo that's holding on to this coin. Armadillos tend to get very defensive and close up their outer hard shell when they are feeling vulnerable. This card is actually about hoarding, being very defensive, and not wanting to share, and basically what we call today gatekeeping. The idea being that it's about somebody or a time in your life, or maybe now, where you might feel that you have to hold on to what you have, something that you have that you are afraid will be taken from you. And that's an understandable feeling. I think everybody has that at some point, especially when there's instability, uncertainty. But they can also go beyond that, where some people can end up feeling extremely defensive and cut off and closed off to the world or to others in a way that can approach unhealthy levels. And that's this card. This card is more about not just being defensive in a way that is reasonable, but going beyond that. Becoming a hoarder, becoming somebody who is afraid of letting anything go, of sharing anything, of anybody from the outside traipsing in and taking any of their stuff. That's how they see the world. They see it as they're constantly under siege, and they may not be. Okay. Now the 6 of Cups that came up next to it, this is a very different card from the other one. This is about nostalgia, childhood, and about memories. And in this one, there are these 2 lambs. They look like lambs, and they're just so cute. And they're sitting in a cup. There's flowers all around them. It's very childlike, the scene. They are hugging each other. They're holding on to each other. So this is a very sweet way of looking at one's childhood, looking back, nostalgia, the idea that things were so much better when we were kids. And maybe they were, or maybe we were kids and so we didn't really know how things were. Both things can be true. However, these two cards coming up together is very interesting. I feel like the armadillo is holding on to the memories and is afraid of letting go. Something to do with the memories, something to do with the nostalgia. The armadillo is afraid that if she lets people in or if she shares what's in her bag here, that then somehow she will lose this. So she's holding on. A lot of times we do things out of unresolved childhood trauma, unhealed parts of ourselves. In fact, I would say the majority of times our behavior, especially any kind of detrimental behavior, is based on childhood trauma and unresolved childhood issues. We all have them. And I think it takes a lifetime sometimes to work through them or even to recognize them. And I feel like that's what this is. This is about not wanting to open up to the world or wanting to keep holding on to something past its time because you're afraid that it will rob you of the feeling of comfort and nostalgia that you have. If that's the case, then I think we need to look at another card. We need a third card. So I was going to do two cards, but I'm going to pick another card just to see what else we can get insight about these two. All right, so we have the Knight of Cups. For this, I'm going to read the description from my book here. The Knight cards and the Queen and King and the Page cards, these are called court cards in tarot. And they usually stand for specific people or specific situations, not just archetypes. So let's see what it says here. The Knight of Cups is a poetic soul navigating the world with a heart full of romantic dreams and deep emotions. He radiates compassion, often seeking deeper connections and understanding in love and relationships. His imaginative, idealistic nature can sometimes draw him into realms of fantasy, making him prone to indecisiveness in romance and increasing his risk of heartbreak. When he appears in your readings, it's an invitation to embrace your inner romantic and explore your emotional depths with a gentle, compassionate heart. It's a time to dream big, but also to remain grounded, balancing your idealistic visions with the realities of the world around you. So, interesting. So these two cards came up, and then we have the Knight of Cups. And what this is telling me is that maybe this is a time when you are ready to let something go that has made you afraid. You're ready to let go of the fear that opening up yourself to the world is going to make you lose some part of your childhood. Because it's not. Because here's the Knight of Cups. That's also you. So a part of you wants to pursue something that's either poetic or romantic. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but it could be a relationship. If you're on the cusp of a relationship, it's a good time to go in and not worry that maybe you can't recreate some aspect of your childhood, or maybe you're afraid of recreating aspects of your childhood or poking in there, digging around. There's some memories that maybe you're dealing with that you've never told anybody. You're holding on to something that has to do with your childhood or a sibling or a parental relationship. And that's something that you're allowed to express either to the person or people that, are around you, your friends, or a potential partner who could be a romantic interest, or as a poet or in some kind of creative way. You can express it. You can let it out. This is a bird, see, a bird of paradise, and she's ready to fly. You're ready to fly. So you don't have to be closed up. Those memories are never going to leave you. That nostalgia, the childhood, that's part of you. And it's going to always be part of you. And if there are things that are unresolved, that can only be resolved once you let it out into the fresh air, once you open the window a little bit. And that's also when the bird will fly. So your inner poetic, romantic bird wants to fly. The armadillo is kind of like, no, I'm not going to move. I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to open up. I'm not going to. Maybe you need to apologize to someone. Something is going on where you are holding on to something that's past its prime, past its date, and it's time to open it up. Because the armadillo also only does that, bundling up around itself when it feels under threat. But you're not under threat, not in this aspect. You are protecting something that you can let go of now. Let it roam free. Let the memories be there. Maybe have a good cry. It's okay. We all miss aspects of our childhood. And it's not always that we actually, as adults, want to go back, because maybe we do realize that things were not as rosy as we thought. We've come to learn some things about our own childhood. And even though we were children and there was an innocence there, the actual world was still pretty complicated. And other people around us, our parents or other people, might have been dealing with some pretty harsh things. And we were children, so we didn't know how to process those things, or maybe we were sheltered away from those things. So we have this rosy view of our childhood. And ultimately, we don't miss the things that happened in our childhood. We miss being children. We miss being innocent. And that's what nostalgia is. And it's okay. We're all allowed to have that. And a lot of times, the way to heal ourselves is to sit with our inner child. The armadillo is only trying to protect the inner child, your inner child. So you can sit with the armadillo and you can talk to your inner child and get to know each other. The inner child is soft and sweet and vulnerable and innocent, and the armadillo is the hard shell there to protect it. But your next phase is the bird of paradise, and you're looking up and you've got things to do, places to be, people to be with. If you need to apologize, go and apologize. If you want to ask somebody to apologize to you, go and talk to them if it's safe for you, if you can, because it's time to open up. That's what I'm getting from these 3 cards. There's something you've closed yourself off, maybe protecting a vulnerable part of you, and it's just aching to come out. Write a poem or go on a trip if you can. Let the bird out. Let the bird fly. And your inner child will also be healed. And your inner protector also needs protection. And maybe she needs a break from being the protector all the time. Let her fly too. They can all be friends. All right. I hope that has been helpful. I would love to hear from you. If this resonated for you, please leave me a comment. Tell me hi. Tell me how you've been. I will be back with another reading. In the meanwhile, and always, take care of yourself and take care of each other, and have yourself a sweet infinity.